is there such a space between like my numbers? Holy fuck. Make sure you include your audio, noob.
Yeah. I include my audio.
Hello? Audio's good on your stream. Speak real quick, please.
Hang on, say something again.
We're good. I tested it. We're good on both sides, I think.
Okay. Alright,
Sounds
well,
clear.
for those of you already in here, because I can already tell I have 4 viewers, I welcome y'all to the next NXT race for the 4th season at Autoclub. Regular Show 48 back at you again. If you haven't checked the Fortnite stream earlier, make sure you do so. I am here once again with Bryn as we are getting ready to do battle at Autoclub. We'll see if anything shakes up the playoff grid tonight, whether that is a new winner or someone struggles above the playoff cut line. We'll actually look over the points right now.
Fastest lap in practice. Let's do that. Thanks, guys.
At the moment, Trusting Banjo up by 41 over Normie, who is going to do a starting park tonight, so that will help his chances of ending the regular season as the points leader. Cobra, the last winner here, 53 back. Georgia Dog, 66 back. R4D, who has been on a roll, won the last 2 races. He is 72 back. And then a group of non-winners, Tampax Pro, Steel Carrot, Leppy. They are currently in the top 10 in points, but not in the top 10 in the playoff grid. They are 11th, 12th, and 13th in the playoff standings. Taterhead, already with a win. He is out once again tonight due to some things that happened a couple weeks ago, but he will be back next week. Taterhead 9th in the regular season standings. Melodramatic, who has been also on a roll, he is in the top 10 in points, even with the limited starts he has. We'll see if he keeps that up after tonight. LA Fatality, also above the cut line, but second to last person in. Racing Dream, Yoshi, Impact, Iron Man, those 4 have wins, but are in different positions in the standings. Dream 12th in the regular season points. Yoshi is 15th, Impact is 17th, and Iron Man is 21st. Lewis, the bubble driver, once again in the 9, 3 points ahead of Master Killer, 5 ahead of Do Prime, 41 ahead of Exo, 47 ahead of Kevin Yu. So we'll see if anything there changes by the end of the night.
Key one, Lewis, parking, starting park, Lewis, playoff guy, bubble.
Well, there you heard it. So Lewis will be in the sidelines for tonight, so we'll see how this goes. Looks like they did start qualifying.
Happy Easter, everyone! Happy Easter! This is the Easter stream for anyone who's interested. Happy Easter to everyone. Hope you guys are enjoying your Sundays. Also, happy birthday to Cowboy Tech, one of the drivers in the field. His birthday is today, so I wish him the best tonight in this field. He's one of my friends.
Okay. So that being said, we'll just go on ahead and get this one started. We'll look over everybody. Also, Iron Man is reported out tonight as well. So one of the winners will not be here. 2 of our winners will not be here. So that definitely opens the door for anyone without a win tonight to potentially grab one. Alright, so I'll actually choose who we start with today. And I'll actually start with the guy who won here last time. We'll start with Cobra. Cobra has been on a roll. He has a chance to be up to 2nd in the regular season standings after tonight. He won Kansas earlier this season. Also won the NXT bracket earlier in the regular season. Tied for 3rd in most stage wins. Last week wasn't a typical performance for Cobra. He finished 17th. And then Steel Carrot in the 44, 2nd highest winless driver in points. He finished 23rd at Indy. However, that was his only non-top 10 finish in the last 5 races of the regular season.
Move on to the next guy. One of the guys also with a win on the season. Impact joined late from the Premier Series. Has been very good when he's ran. I think last week though, I gotta check the results. I think it was a little bit of an off week. I'll double check that real quick. Yeah, Impact finished 8th last week, so a solid top 10. But overall, he's had a solid start to his NXT journey. Next up is Tyreek Speed. I actually ran a practice lobby. I'm not going to jinx him, but it looked okay. He has decent speed at Autoclub. I expect good things if we don't have the Tyreeking. I really do think he'd be a top 10 contender and potentially a win. He's really good here.
Well, first off, he is substituting for Big Sean. Second off, he was one of the championship contenders here last season, but just didn't get the finish he deserved due to that lagging. Next up, SB Motors in the 66 machine. Motors finished 21st last week, one spot shy of a top 20. Motors with enough starts to where if he does pull off a miracle and win tonight, he would be eligible. Then Trevi in the 16. Also here tonight, Trevi finished 24th last week. Trevi, just like Motors, would be eligible with a win. But more importantly, will he end up defeating Mets again tonight? We'll have to wait and see.
And then, like you just mentioned, New York Mets fan in the 78, he is currently sending out cars. He's an admin, like you said. He's competing with Trevi and SP Motors. They're going to have a good battle tonight. Next up is Georgia Dog, a solid playoff contender in this field. Currently sits, I think, around 4th place in the points. So he's done a solid job. I think he needs to get another win tonight, and I think he's going to be able to get close to it. I don't know if he'll win tonight, but I think he'll be close. Autoclub is one of his best tracks.
Next up, birthday boy, Cowboy Tech in the 3. Last week he finished 18th. I'm hoping he does good tonight. He is deserving of it. It would be a good day for him to be a contender and maybe even pull off the upset. We'll keep an eye on him tonight. And then Rocky Top in the 22. He was practicing earlier tonight from what I have seen. He's got to get off this cold streak he's had. In fact, the last couple of races, he has finished outside of the top 25 when he has been here. So hopefully Rocky Top will be able to turn it around here tonight. This is a good track to do it.
Yeah, like you said, cold streaks are meant to be broken at a track like this. Next up is Exo Austin subbing for Tata, who is still suspended. He is in the 18 tonight. Exo, I think he had a bad week last week, but he ran a tribute scheme, so it was beautiful seeing that scheme. I'm hoping he has a better night this week in the 18 machine. Last week was a little bit of disappointment, but I think he can run well at Autoclub. Tampex in the 62. I think I got to double check. Did he run?
He did.
Indy? He did. Okay. He had a disappointing finish. He finished 11th. Thought he could get a top 10 there, but overall, I think Tampex will be up there as long as he stays out of issues, out of wrecks and stuff. I think he'll be up there at the end of this event.
Yeah, well, no, that was the first race in a few weeks where Tampax did not finish inside the top 5, so we'll see if he can start a new streak up there. Brandon, you gotta learn from Tampax when it comes to these things. You gotta be consistent in the Premier Series. We'll see if Bren can get some tips here from Tampax throughout the night. Polish Hammer, another driver who we didn't see much from, but last week, if it meant anything, he did show some life. He did get a top 20. A couple points in the race, though, he was inside the top 10, so could be seeing something here from Hammer if things go right for him tonight. And L.A. Fatality, one of those bubble drivers we'll be watching tonight. He finished 7th last week, so he did good overall in the race, but again, he doesn't have much flexibility. Again, looking at the point standings for Fatality, he's 31 ahead of Lewis, who is not going to be here tonight. 34 ahead of the first guy out of Master Killer.
Next up is Perk, someone who has limited starts. I think not really limited anymore. I think he has, let me check it. Yeah, in this series he has limited starts, but he's done decent in the 2 machine. I look for him to continue to do that tonight. I think he'll get a solid top 10 near finish. Next up on that list is Pure Splash, another one of these newcomers. I think he started late. He has 7 starts on the season. So I think there is a chance he could be eligible on starts if he wins tonight.
Trusting Banjo, our points leader, up by 41. You want to know something about Banjo? This is consistency right here. He has 11 top 10s this season. He has gotten 6 straight top 10 finishes. He leads the league in top 3 finishes this season. That is why he is where he is in points. We'll see if he keeps that up tonight and maybe even make that points lead bigger by the end of the night. Melodramatic, someone who has been very well deserved for a win. We'll see if he can do it tonight. He definitely has a good chance. He's already 10th in points with 9 starts. That is how good he has been this season. 7 of those 9 starts, he has been in the top 10, including a couple runner-ups. Melo will definitely be a fun one to watch tonight.
Yeah, like you said, Melo has definitely been impressive. Next up on that list is Master Killer. Currently, I think he's on the outside looking in. Yes, he is -3. And with Lewis out here, Hendrick, this could be an opportunity for Master Killer to officially take over the last playoff spot. So this is a good race for him. Got to get some good points tonight. That could be a key factor for him potentially getting into the playoffs. So we're going to be watching out for the 19 tonight. And next up is R4D, the winner of the last 2 races. He missed a few races early in this season, but ever since his return, he's been hot and on fire.
Next up, someone who's demonstrated all kinds of speed throughout his limited starts is Slurp. Slurp, by the way, looking at last week, he did get a top 5. He finished 4th, his first top 5 in the NXT.
Oh, yeah.
Slurp could be fun
Stage
tonight.
2.
He could spoil the party. However, he may not have enough starts to be eligible. Same with this guy, Kevin Yu. He has enough starts, and he almost won last week. Kevin Yu, I'm going to say this now, even though he's a little bit back, keep an eye on him. I think he has a good shot to make it in still by points, or even with a win.
Yeah, like you said, Kevin Yu's been impressive. Do Prime, think he's currently on the inside looking in. Yeah. No, he's on the outside looking in, currently 16th in points. It's been a disappointing season, but I think he can build it back up throughout the rest of these races. I think Autoclub is a good race for him. Leppy ran well last time we actually ran Autoclub in the championship race. He was a top 5 contender. I look for that to continue tonight, as this could be a good track for him.
And last but not least, Racing Dream in the 41. He's locked in with his win from Dover, although he doesn't have the playoff points from that race due to the penalty he got. Racing Dream, in fact, looking at last week's race, Dream did get a top 10 finish. He got 10th. So we'll see if Dream will be a competitor for his 2nd win of the season. And that was everybody, because Cobra was the next one. On pole, looking through is Slurp. 39.556. And right next to him is Kevin Yu, 39.558. So 2 winless drivers on the front row. Cobra, last year's winner, or last season, either way, in 3rd. Points leader Banjo in 4th. And then rounding out the top 5 is Tampax. Other notables. Yeah, I was going to say, other notables real quick, just before we move on. Racing Dream 14th, Georgia Dog 15th, Mello in 12th, Cowboy Tech 18th.
R4D 11th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also the Reagan Boy, he did not qualify. He'll start the back.
Here's your invite real quick. Still Carrot, like you said, 9th. Gonna be a good field. Thank you. Alright. We also just saw Tyree go to the rear because of his lag probation, so he's starting the rear as well.
So again, you guys can use your channel points to get some redeems, including a check-in on a certain driver for 250. You can go on board with any random driver, not one you choose, for 3 laps. That's 500 channel points. For 750 channel points, you can go on board with any driver you choose for 5 laps. There's obviously the fun ones, such as saying something rude to Bren. By the way, Carrot, thanks for the redeem. I didn't forget.
Thanks for the redeem?
Yep.
Okay, now I understand. When is that going to come out? That wouldn't be
I
that wouldn't be
I did it to
a
you
surprise.
already.
Oh.
Yeah, I did it to you already. Yeah. But Spartan did just redeem, so yeah, now I'm in depth. So thanks again, Spartan. There's also other channel points that you guys can keep an eye on, certain rewards. But we don't want to waste
Just
too
yell at
much
me if you
time.
want something.
No.
Yeah, I don't have channel points. I'm lame. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, you gotta watch the streams more.
No, I have channel points on your stream, just not on my stream.
Oh. By the way, everybody, we're gonna go on ahead and recap the race analysis real quick.
Iron Man.
Stage 1 is 29 laps. Stage 2 is 27. Stage 3 is 38. And I know Brent listed both ×2 and ×3, where for tonight's race it will be on ×2. So with that being said, it will be 18 to 19 laps of fuel.
I know you did not add what I think you added. You did. Oh my god. You
Dummy!
listened to Midnight.
Yeah!
I saw the redeem, bro. No way. You added that. That's insanity.
And the funny
That's
thing
gonna
about
die.
I still have 2 redeems left that I gotta use, so we're gonna have some fun.
People are that's diabolical. All right, they're starting up their lobby. We're about to get this rolling. Stage 1. Also, fuel run
No, you're good. You're good. Actually, go on ahead.
if they're full throttle, by the way, it could go down to 17 to 18. It's really dependent on how they are in the pack. If they're full throttle, 17 to 18. If they're half throttle and basically half saving, it's 18 to 19. So I just wanted to state that before we get going.
No, you're good. By the way, for those already in stream, if you haven't followed yet, make sure you do so. We're getting closer and closer to 200. We are 11 away. It's going to be coming soon. I'm just going to say that. But appreciate everyone that already has followed, of course, and
It's
has
Easter
been
Sunday.
a tier 1
Follow
sub. So with that, let's go on ahead and get this one started. A lot on the line here once again. A lot to look out for. But 2 winless drivers up in front. Slurp and Kevin Yu, who finished in the top 5 last week. Can one of them pull off the upset? We're underway in Autoclub.
Like we've been saying all week, Autoclub is a track that has delivered in the past for Odrl and NXT. I know they've had some rough weeks. I think Indy was a bounce back week, and I think it will continue into Autoclub. I expect great racing tonight. Here they go.
The first couple of turns okay. Looking through everybody in the field real quick. As Slurp battling Cobra. Cobra looking to lead the first lap at the track where he last won at last season, but it will be Slurp who gets the opening lap.
Yeah, he's got Kevin Yu, Impact, and company hurling behind him, the 62 of Tampax. He's also to redeem himself at a track like Autoclub. He's got the 14 as well right behind him. That is Fatality in the 14 pushing the 62. Then you got Still Carrot, and I think that's the 31 of Leppy also charging their way through the field.
Looking back here, 3 wide, Perk, Exo.
Oh, they're 4 wide nearly. Yeah.
George Dog now on the high line. Full contact.
Oh, they're getting 3.
But they keep it going.
Now it's just 3 wide again. Still dueling up here. But the pack is howling.
Miller has had issues. He is currently the last car on the lap already, out of any draft. Up front, Slurp and Kevin with Impact now up to 3rd. He was at the moment as Cobra looking to get back by him.
Impact stuck on the top lane. He's going to get the draft of the leaders, luckily off the corner, but they're going to probably preferably go to the bottom lane. No, Impact's going to get help, and he might be able to clear Cobra as they get stacked up behind the 15 of Slurp. Here comes R4D and Tampax again. Tampax has been willing to use that very, very low lane in the corners, and so far, while it hasn't really gained him any positions, it is working.
That was very close for the 15. Went a little too high, but he didn't hit the wall. Able to keep his spot, but now Impact to the bottom.
Oh, he's nearly slid up into Slurp. We saw that. Get
Kevin
the
not
trades.
willing to make a move, and Banjo takes advantage of all this. He got a car in the grass.
Georgia.
The 5 car.
That's going to cost him the draft.
The draft. And the thing with Georgia, I know he's forfeiting points and he already has a win, but you do get extra points if you are one of the drivers in the top 5 at the end of the regular season. Georgia is currently one of those in 4, but could get passed by R4D depending on how tonight goes.
Oh, I forgot about that. That is a key spot. You can get bonus points for that.
Impact. Reagan boy, the one leading the charge. What a move by 77.
Yeah, Reagan just wants to move up to the field. Here they go. They're racing up front as well. They're 3 wide for the lead. R4D in the middle for second now.
Banjo
Here comes Kevin Yu, Banjo.
3rd car on top. Leppy there in the picture. And we can already tell who's got a good setup ready to go, who chose the right race setup and who didn't. Because these cars are already in a few groups.
I will say, adjustments are actually a key factor at a track like Autoclub. I feel like if you make the right adjustments, you can get so much quicker, and it actually handles a lot better. That's what I have done at this type of racetrack, because I have an adjustment on my setup that really in stage 2 and 3, it's really good. So once they get the adjustments in, I think it'll be fixed.
That black and red 45, Polish Hammer, right behind Cobra.
Oh yeah, he's been running solid. Last week, I felt like he had a good run. I don't know where he finished. I think he got a top 10, right, Hendrick? And I felt like he showed out last week at Indy.
He got 19th, but he was one of those guys that was in the top 10 for a good portion. Demonstrated good speed last week after what was an abysmal debut.
Oh, Impact got slidey.
Impact got slidey. But anyways, out of turn 2. Go back to our leaders. Trusting Banjo. Up in front. When it comes to talking about his team, we think about R4D because of how well he's done over the past couple of weeks as we're about to go 3 wide for the lead.
I know.
Trusting Banjo, on the other hand, points leader already with a win. You know, he may be someone that won't be talked about as much as his teammate because of that win factor.
Underrated.
Yeah, but if
That's what we
Banjo
like to
can
call
win
him.
tonight, it would be a statement win for him to make sure that nobody rules him out.
Oh, someone around in the back. I don't know who that was. Like you were talking about, someone went around. I think that was. It looked like a red car. Oh, birthday guy. No, Cowboy.
Off pace.
That's unfortunate. It may have been Master Killer as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 19
Oh.
has just not
Way
had a
off the
good
pace.
stage.
And this is a race he needs to have a good finish as he is below the cutoff line. This is the opportunity to gain as much points as he can on a guy who is missing tonight, Lewis, and it's not happening for him.
We're on
Just
lap
like how it
10
was in
of
Xfinity.
29. 20 to go in this first stage. Already halfway through the fuel run. And different lineup here now with Banjo and Tampak's top 2. Squirt, Polish, Cobra, top 5. And now Polish for the lead.
To the bottom he goes. He's going to be able to send it 3 wide. Tampex is going to take over the lead.
So
Here comes
Tampax
Banjo with help.
gets the lap at the line.
This is going to be side by side for at least a lap and a half. Can Tampex clear the 34? He does. Sends it in hard.
And this second group has caught up.
Oh.
Reagan Boy, Kurt, New Prime, Exo, Green, Rocky Top. All up here now.
How much do you think it's about them half throttling up front, maybe saving some fuel?
I think it'll be about 70-30. 70% they're going, 30% they're saving.
Gotcha.
And this next group is not far off either, with Georgia, Tyree, and Motors.
Should be about the top 15 in the pack now. as Tampax has silently moved his way,
Oh.
knifed his way through the field.
Yeah, he almost hit the wall going out of turn 2, able to keep it going. Now R4D.
Here comes R4D.
3 wide for
He
third.
got that.
Tampax,
Ooh,
his
Banjo.
car is tightening. I can tell.
Here comes Banjo with a great run. He was able to get in front of Polish, but Tampax either slowed up or let Banjo get in front of him as he lost a ton of time.
His car has been tight as of recent. It was like that for the last couple turns.
Well, I can tell you this. Banjo's car's not tight as
Look
R4D
out!
slides. Oh!
4 wide!
This is a mess. Can they save this mess? Holy smokes, there's a lot of cars.
Everyone's still going.
Oh, fatality hitting the back bumper of Cobra. Oh, Cobra
Here we
low.
go, pit stop, Banjo, Cobra!
Oh my god. Well, they
First two
executed. 3 wide again.
I'll take the
Up
look
front.
on my onboard to see the 11th sped. But they are in the window. That was the key. We're at 16 to go right now, so they can make it. See what happens here. Look on for Carrot here as they exit out of 4. No penalty
Here
for
comes
Cobra.
R4D.
Here comes Carrot as
R4D.
well.
Yep. You see them, they're already 2 wide. Starting to get a little separated as Tampax is sticking to the top lane, probably trying to conserve a little bit of fuel.
Top 4. Polish Hammer, Lefty,
That's impressive.
Reagan Boy,
Kevin.
Slurp, and Kevin. Top 5.
Top
all
5, yeah.
split.
Yeah, I was
This
gonna say
season.
that's not just the top 4, and even the top 6 as Perk is. Oh, never mind. Tampax got it
Tampax
back.
also winless.
He hasn't won this season.
Nope, Tampax has it. Perk
That
has
means
it.
the top
Mello
7.
has it. Almost the entire
Yeah.
top 10.
Impact is our biggest sore loser as he's won this season. What a lame old man.
No one in the front hits that time.
I'm joking, Impact, by the way. Don't come at me. Don't fire me.
Now you're seeing cars that had already pitted exit.
Where do they come out? And when does this huge group come together? That's the real question. We're gonna have some dive-ons this time. I'm gonna hopefully guess. Here comes Leppy actually sending it on Polish. As we can see, the 55. Is he the leader? I think he
Yes,
pitted already, right?
Leppy in. Only car in the front pack to pit.
No, R4D is on the lead lap. No, he's not. It's Polish leading. This is a lap car of R4D.
No, I'm kidding. R4D did pit already, so he's trying to stay on the lead lap before these guys go down.
He should have fresh tires, so why are they able to keep up with him so well? Maybe the draft? I don't know.
Slurp looks like he's going to pit this time. Just saw him duck to the white line.
Tampax on the apron, they're 3 wide with a lap car of R4D. Tampax might be coming to pit road.
He is. Slurp goes. Impact goes. Slurp! Big entry! And I think he's good.
Reagan, now as those guys come to pit road, Reagan's trying to take the lead. He's sitting at 3 wide on R4D and company.
Polish retains.
Polish leading his first laps in the NXT series for the first time tonight. Congrats to him.
Reagan Boy signals. Exo signals.
We might have more. Thinking this is when they come down. Yeah.
There you see
comes
it.
Polish.
Perk, Reagan, Kevin. All in with the other 2 that we already mentioned.
Melo's your leader.
So melodramatic in the 99 out in front. LA Fatality there in second. Dream,
Oh, contact.
New Prime, and Rocky top 5.
Did R4D speed? Did he speed? Is that why he's so far back now?
Not sure.
I feel like he... Yeah, because there's other cars ahead of him.
No, I don't think he did, because Slurp's up ahead of him.
Okay.
Yeah, no penalty.
I think Melo's coming down this next time by.
Fatality
Very
in
Georgia
Georgia.
as
Yeah,
well.
the 5. Able to get down time.
As they're all coming out of pit road this time by. Kevin, you and company. Yeah, no.
Flash Mets.
I just saw it. So they are actually jumping. R4D just jumped. I think some other cars that just entered pit road. So R4D is not out of strategy. He's with the pack, and he's got Reagan Boy ahead of him. This might affect Mello.
Might see the 771 go down. We'll see what the call is. Yes. Bring in Rocky Top Lip. Reagan Boy stays out.
With the 41 of Dream.
Oh, 12 car round on the pit road entry. Tyreek.
Oh, no. There is Georgia Dog getting passed by Reagan and R4D and Dream and company. Mello pitting this time by. 99.
Go on down. Dream still hasn't pitted. I expect him to stop in here, and he
They're
will.
gonna come together.
Goes to the bottom. Don't speed it.
Ooh.
Oh, he might have. That's gonna be
It is
close.
55 here. It is 55 here. A little bit quicker than Indianapolis, which I think was 45. Maybe was it 55? I think it was. There's some
Within
tracks
the
where
final
it's
10 laps
dumb.
Of the first stage. We'll see what happens here with Mello. We'll keep an eye on him. He is still scored the leader. Yoshi with the Redeem on board. Who do you want it to be on? Kevin, you okay. So once we get out of here, as yes, Mello did not speed. We'll get to Kevin.
Who is your leader?
It is still Mello.
It should be Banjo. Presumably, I
out.
would assume.
Looking on
Yeah,
top
Banjo's
of
gonna be
7.
fighting for it.
He is in the top 15. 8 to
Mello
go.
or Banjo for stage 1. It's gonna be close. Mello's coming out of pit road. Here comes Banjo. Got to run on the backstretch. We're gonna see him move here. To the outside he goes. Mello on the inside.
Oh, man,
Here comes the
big move.
crossover. Banjo to the lead. Him and Mello are gonna fight for it. In third, we can see back there Slurp and company. And is that Dew Prime? Yes, that is Dew Prime.
Ooh, that was a near wreck with Georgia happened. As
So
these
now we
guys
got
are
2
trying to
packs
catch
of
up.
racing.
Kevin to the inside of Cobra. Gets by.
7 to go. Top 2 are neck and neck. They took some strategy being played. Banjo has been really good at pitting early and then able to jump people this season. I think that is one of his best traits so far. And that's why he's been the points leader since R4D missed the race. He's just able to capitalize on mistakes, and he's been doing it all season long.
As Cobra and Leppy getting by the 7.
I am cleaning my monitor.
This is good stuff right here.
Mid-race. You got the pack that you're watching, right?
Yeah.
Up front, it's gotten really strung out. Still the top 2 are neck and neck, but Banjo and Mello. Mello is on the back bumper. Banjo is going to get a run this time as we're now entering, I think it's 6 to go. I'll get a double check on that. Should be 5. Yeah, 5 laps to go in stage 1, so no more cautions. Top 2 are neck and neck. 3rd and 4th are just half a second back. If these guys 2 fight, it will be a 4-man fight for stage 1.
And this is going to be the battle for extra stage points back here. Could be very
P1s.
important for some. Tampax, Leppy, Heaven U, Fatality, all in this.
Fatality especially. Fatality needs all the stage points he can get. Same with
Polish
Kevin.
Hammer.
Oh, they're 4 wide.
Little contact there with Rocky Top, Reagan Boy on the bottom. Tampax is going to go even below the 77.
4 wide. There they go. Entering 1. Oh, Rocky Top moved a little bit, but he keeps it straight.
Kevin's gonna go whip and gets by.
Cobra follows the 7 as well. He clears the 77 and the 45 of Polish. So now they all clear Reagan and company. Up front, Mello is back on the back bumper of the 34 of Banjo. Here we go. Entering 3 laps to go at the line. 4 to go.
Looking to get by Dream. Fatality up ahead. This is the last lap of the onboard.
You're going to see Tampax making a move on the 14 is of Fatality on the bottom lane. Yes, this is for 5th. He's able to clear him. He cleared him. Does Kevin Yu make it 3 wide? Gonna send it. There he goes. To the inside lane he goes. That's gonna hinder those 2 cars. As we're entering 2 laps to go for stage number 1. The battle for 5th is heating up, as well as the battle for the lead. Banjo and Mello are still neck and neck heading into the last 2 laps.
Master Killer up ahead. He is trying to stay on the lead lap. This has not been a good stage for the 19. No stage points. And he's going to be all the way in the back for the 2nd stage. But right now it's Banjo and Mello. Mello looking to continue his pursuit.
Fresh tires.
With not only his first win, but an even better spot in the standings as they both get by the 19.
Banjo, your points leader, Mello.
For stage 1, getting ready to go right now.
Mello's been the hottest driver, whereas Banjo's been the most consistent. Who's going to get it done in stage 1? We can already see Mello getting the arc into this corner. Look for him to dive in underneath Banjo if he slides up. There he goes. He's sliding up.
Mello
Here comes Mello.
To the bottom. Banjo on the top. Down the backstretch. No one behind him.
Side draft. He just side drafted him beautifully there.
Into 3. Mello gonna arc it to the bottom. Won't clear him. Banjo fighting back. Out of 4.
Oh, he got tight.
It's gonna be close. Banjo with a little run. To the line.
Solo finish.
Banjo got him. Banjo with the stage win.
Photo finish. That's what I'm talking about.
The top 10. Banjo, Mello, the top 2. In 3rd and 4th is Slurp and Duke Prime. Big for the 1 car. Tampax in 5th. Kevin Yu 6th. Cobra 7th. LA Fatality 8th. Reagan Boy 9th. Dream 10th. Big points for some of these bubble drivers.
I will say, if Mello continues to run as well as he has been, he's going to force a guy like Tata into the... You know how there's a bracket, top 10 wild card round?
Yes.
Or 11th on back? If he continues to run as well as he did, somebody's going to get into that bracket like Tata, who has been suspended for 3 weeks, I know. But Mello's going to get into the point where he can point his way, maybe, if he continues to do this, wins again. There's a chance. He has enough starts. 322. He's not too far off. Yeah, never mind.
2 underway.
He's being
good. We're talking about 27 laps.
I wanted to say he can point his way into top 5, but it's gonna be really difficult with with R4D sitting in 5th.
1 pit stop again required as they get out of 2. Master Killer was the lucky dog. As we saw, he did get past going to the white. So the 19 has a little bit of catching up to do. Meanwhile, up in this area, there you see it. The battle for the lead. Now is Slurp leading the top.
Slurp led majority of stage 1, to be completely fair, and he pitted a little bit early, did not get the right strategy, finished 3rd in that stage. And what I was trying to say is that with Mello's consistent performances, he's going to knock someone into the wild card round that doesn't want to be there, and they're going to have to fight their way out of there for the rest of the season if he continues to run like this.
Banjo able to clear Slurp, but Tampax now on the bottom.
Help of Slurp, of the Kevin Yu and Reagan Boy, the 77, working with him, pushing him, trying to get him underneath the 34 Banjo again.
Out of 4 now. Tampax with a good exit. But Slurp's going to be there to help Banjo first. Kevin now to the back of the 62 with help from Reagan Boy and R4D. As they rocket down into turn 1, Tampax is going to have the better entry. But Banjo's looking to have the better exit. See what happens here. Slurp up the track, doesn't hit the wall.
Goes Mello and the 11 car of
still
Cobra.
Neck in neck.
And by the way, stage 2 is 27 laps, so they can make it on one stop. They may have to save, no, they don't even have to save a lap. They can make it on one stop for the stage. So one key important stop, do not make a mistake, and you should be able to have a good stage finish. I don't know if it's really cuttable halfway, because you get it 17, what was it again, 17, 18 laps of fuel?
Yes.
It might be cuttable. You could cut it in half and potentially do that. Someone like Banjo would do that. He's been known to cut it a little bit earlier than most people, and it works for him. That's why he gets so many stage points.
Bad turn for both Slurp and Bello, both off pace compared to everyone else. Now they
Cobra,
get out
R4D have been very quiet tonight,
contact.
to say the least.
Cobra is Polish.
As soon as I talk about them being quiet, there's contact. So I just jinxed
now
them
under
again.
fire from Kevin. Reagan Boy to the middle. Car in the grass in the back.
Oh, they're 3 wide. Reagan in the sucker hole. Kevin up the track. You're going to be entering 3 wide off exit 2.
No caution for the spin. Cowboy Tech the solo spin on the front stretch. As the Reagan Boy looking at the bottom, Tampax denies.
Reagan's being aggressive. He wants to take the lead from Tampax. He wants to lead some laps at Autoclub. To the outside he goes.
Give you a lap check real quick, Spartan. 22 to go in the second stage. We're on lap 6 of 27 in stage 2. As Reagan Boy still running the top, looking for the lead against Tampax.
Here's the thing. Luckily they haven't had the page like we did at Premiere, so I think it's going to be a fun race.
As far as who do you want the onboard with?
Ooh, I'm interested.
Cobra, alright. We'll go on board with the 11 for 5 laps starting now.
Well, he's gotten a huge push from the cars behind him with the 45 in company, pushing him hard. No homo.
As they exit 2. Tampax looking to get another big stage here. Again, when we look at all of those bubble drivers that did get points in that first stage, obviously Lewis isn't here. Leppy didn't get any stage points, same with Carrot. So that's going to tighten up that bubble race a little bit more, at least on Leppy's side of the cut line.
Same with Master Killer, who was also fighting for the cutoff line. He didn't get any stage points, had a rough stage 1. Didn't go a lap down, luckily for his sake, and he's only lap. I don't know how well he's doing, but it's been a struggle race for him.
And Duprime obviously getting good amount of points there. That's going to help him. He is actually now ahead of Master Killer in the standings as of right now. So Duprime looking to get back on the right side of the cut. Very close here with Cobra and Tampax. Reagan Boy still helping the 62. R4D getting closer to the 11's back bumper.
Here they go into 1. They're
R4D
3 wide entering.
Disconnected from
Sucker
Cobra.
hole.
That's going to cost him. Tampax
No, it won't.
re-clears.
Polish.
Polish in that 45. Second car on the bottom line.
Yeah, R4D was able to recover very well. Polish couldn't get underneath him, and he recovered, but Reagan's going to be on his inside now. See Reagan slap the track from the bottom lane. That's going to cost him some speed.
Oh, pit stop.
Here. I told you, that's Banjo. That is Banjo. He always pits halfway through the stage. That is one of his key strategies. Also, thank you for the follow.
Here's the problem for Banjo.
T-Lock.
We are at 18 to go, and he just pitted.
That is the edge of the fuel window, but as long as he has draft, I think he'll be fine.
We'll see if it works out. I would have felt a little bit more comfortable if he stayed out another lap, but that's going to be pushing it. As Cobra looking to clear the 62.
It's going to push more people to come down earlier, though. That's the thing. This is exactly what Banjo needs. He needs more people coming down early. But they're going to be greater on fuel. I feel like now if you pit... Oh, Kevin Yu got slid up the track by Fatality. He's going to be in 3 wide in the middle with R4D, Fatality, and company. It's going to allow the top 3 to pull away a little bit. Here comes the 99 of Mello and company. Mello to pit road. See Slurp trying to get underneath the 14 of Fatality. There comes the 55.
Didn't get help there. Can make it at this point, and now you're seeing it. R4D, Slurp, Mello, Carrot, more in there. Hurt.
They're pitting earlier and earlier.
Good chunk
and
of
guess
cars
what?
That time.
Banjo jumps Cobra by a long shot. By at least 3 car lengths. But will that come back to bite him later in the stage? Because he's going to have no draft help and no way to save potentially any fuel.
Dexter? No one.
No one. Not up front, at least. Reagan and Tampex decide to stay out. They only have Polish Hammer with them now. It's a 3-car pack. As 4th on back is stuck behind Kevin Yu in the 7. Here comes guys coming out of pit road. Steel Carrot and company.
Cobra getting by Carrot. That may hinder some progress for other drivers to get down pit road as he runs that low line. Tampak's able to get in front of him.
Definitely affected Kevin Yu, or my bad, Reagan a little.
Impact.
Cobra letting the leaders get by him, or at least holding the outside lane. As we're entering 14 laps to go in stage 2. So far, it's been green flag racing. Really clean. Love to see it.
Pit this time as Banjo, one of those up ahead of the leaders. They're about to catch Perk. My apologies, Slurp. As Hammer
Slurp and Perk
goes down.
Is he a solo pit? He might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They're 3 wide back here. EXO, Master Killer, and company. They're fighting back there. Slurp is getting his lap back on the top 2 as Reagan Boy is going to be on the back bumper. Tampax says he make a move entering 3. So I think they're going to come down together.
Yeah, Slurp actually going a lap down, but he will get it back here in just a few moments. Cobra still behind Carrot, not for spot, obviously. Tampax goes in.
No, he's just getting low.
That was very weird from my angle, but we do have an
Well,
Undertaker in.
Kevin decided it was time to go down, and he pitted. Here comes the 45 out of pit road. That is Polish Hammer.
Top
As he's
3
going to beat out Mello
still
and company.
has not pitted. We'll see if any of them go down this time. More than likely, we will see at least one of them as this run continues to go on. Georgia
When did they come?
in 4th right now. Has it pitted. Fatality goes down. Solo Taker. As we stay with our lead group. 11 to go right now. Lap 17 of 27 in the stage. No cautions for incidents. We just had 1 stage break.
Me and Iron Man had the same issue. No AC. That sucks. Especially with the weather that happened today. It was hot.
We'll
And
see
VA at least.
Taker. No, going in front, but Georgia goes down.
That was your
Fourth
5th place car. Ooh, that was fourth. They're starting to form a pack behind the leaders, though. Carrot, here comes another one, fatality out of pit road. Look ahead of the leaders. Look at those cars packing up. Melodramatic, Kevin Yu, Banjo. That should be your stage 1, stage 2 victory there. Unless these guys can beat him out of pit road.
If you are up towards the front, you're likely going to be close to getting lapped, but you shouldn't be getting lapped. Expect them in within the next 2 laps. Not this time.
They're obviously pitting together. We know that for sure. Carrot, I think, is also in the same strategy here. Staying as long as possible out. Oh, okay. Apologies. You can see them battling up front for the theoretical lead of the race. Kevin Yu left out to dry in the front of this pack here. So he falls back to the back half.
He had too big of a run.
Oh, he's going to slide up in front of the 77 of Reagan.
We'll see if they risk it. And they do.
They're not coming down pit road.
Another lap on track.
I'm not tripping. They haven't pitted, right?
Tampax, Reagan, and Cobra have not pitted.
Cobra has pitted. I saw the stream. He is a lap down. He has pitted already. Yep. He is in 20th. Or was in 20th. Now he's probably in the 15s now. Here comes Reagan. I think he's pitting this time. He got on the line.
Still staying out. He's what it looked like on the backstretch. We'll see what happens here. And he does.
Yes.
He goes down.
Execute, guys. You gotta execute. They enter perfectly between the top 2.
Do have another taker on behind him. That's one of those in.
Do Prime, he's still out. Do Prime is your leader in that one machine.
Do Prime, still without a pit stop. Expect him in though. This time, he's going to the bottom now.
Yes, he is. Doing the late pit stop here as Tyreek lets him by. But presumably for the lead, Banjo, Polish and company. Presumably. That's why I said presumably, because we don't know who's going to come out.
Racing Dream out of fuel in turn 4.
Oh, that's tough. Huge mistake by him.
All of that track position he had.
Oh, by the way, Reagan is beating this huge pack of cars behind him. He's beating this group out. There's people ahead of him. I think that's Tampax should be your new leader when they cycle back around. The 62 of Tampax has a big gap onto the 77 of Reagan.
So Tampax looking to get a stage win here. It would be his 4th if he hangs on. So 6 to go. Very solid gap over Banjo.
The battle, though, is... It's not even Banjo at this point. It's...
Polish
I think
Hammer.
it's the 77 of Reagan. It's Reagan. Reagan beat him out, all out.
He's got that group behind Hammer.
Do Prime also entering with this pack. So this is a big howling pack, but the problem is they've slowed one another up so much that it's not helping them. Would you be like, well, that doesn't make sense? Well, yes, it doesn't, but at the same time, you've been seeing them racing side by side, switching positions. They need the fastest car in this group of fresh tires to lead. But it's difficult, as they're going to try to catch back up to Reagan for second.
This is the top 10 actually right here. Do Prime is in 10th, so everyone in this group will be getting some kind of stage points. Cobra up the track, doesn't hit the wall. He will more than likely lose a couple spots here.
Do has to be aggressive.
Banjo and Do.
Reminder, Do is on the outside looking in. He needs any stage points he can get, so I think he's going to be the most aggressive out of this pack. He should be, in my opinion.
We're in the final 5 laps of the stage, so there is no more cautions for the rest of stage 2. 4 to go right now.
They're all pushing the 45, trying to catch back up to Reagan Boy in second. But your leader, all alone, is at 62 of Tampax. who is just chilling in the lead. As they all go around Polish, they all just swarm him. To the inside lane they go. Kevin Yu and the 15 of Slurp.
3 laps to go at the line. Tampax still in cruise control. So I
In
just
theory,
want to know
should
a
be good
fun
on
fact
fuel.
here. This is 2 different sides of the coin. With Tampax right now, if he gets the stage win, he would be the current stage win leader this season in stage wins. On the other side of things, our points leader didn't have a stage win until stage 1 tonight.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting stat, but he won a race, so I guess winning a stage isn't as important as winning. Or just being really, really freaking consistent, as we like to say. Yeah, good congrats to Banjo on his first stage win, but it looks all but sealed up for the 62 of Tampax. The gap has not been shrinking at all.
Main battle right now is if this group here can catch Reagan Boy. More than likely they're not going to be able to, because once this white flag goes, it's going to be a free-for-all back here.
Yeah, I agree with that. Once it enters white flag.
Big hit into the wall, exiting 2. That's going to cost him.
Du has been stuck behind them, though, so he cannot capitalize on their mistakes. So he's going to probably only get 1 stage point in the stage, as I forget what the stage points format is. I'll get that up.
By the way, someone who we don't even see up there is R4D.
Yeah.
R4D is right now behind Kurt. They are over a half a lap down. As we're on the white flag. Tampax Pro in a breakaway. No one around him. As he goes into turn 3. Still without a win, but there's a reason why he's the highest winless driver in points. He's going to prove it for a 4th time this season. Out of 4, Tampax is going to win stage 2. Reagan Boy
Slurp.
second. Slurp.
3rd.
Hammer. Mellow. Top 5. Big
6th
stages.
is Kevin Yu. Kevin Yu 6th. 7th is Banjo. Cobra 8th. 9th is Du. And then rounding out your top 10 is Fatality.
So now we go on to stage 3. Expect 1 to 2 stops, depending on timing. Can't easily make it a 1-stop stage.
Here they go.
Back to green. Tampax and Reagan.
2 guys have been really consistent today. Reagan's been impressive in the 77, been able to get some track position, pitted a little bit later in that stage, was able to hold on to 2nd. Same with Tampax. He didn't pit as late, but definitely got the strategy played, the card right in stage number 2.
Let's actually think about all these bubble drivers and how many points they got. So Tampax got 8 points of the potential 10. Big for him. Melodramatic ended up getting a solid, let me see here. Actually got a solid 7 points. So solid for Melo. Duprime, on the other hand, also a solid stage. 3 and 1 in the stages, so he gets 4 stage points there. Big for Duprime. Tampax Pro, we already mentioned. Kevin Yu, again, 2 points in the first stage, 2 points in the second stage. That is big for Mr. Kevin. LA Fatality only got 2 in the first stage. Actually, he got 1 in the second stage too. So
you know,
3 stage points
with that change actually here, Hendrick, we have a potential tie for the bubble. I think did Du get 6 points for the stages or 5?
Let me see here. Du got 4.
Okay, so he is gonna be 1 point below the cutoff line of Lewis with Star and Park at the moment, and Master Killer got no stage points. So coming out tonight, Do Prime could be your cutoff line driver if he finishes ahead of Master Killer.
And Master
by
Killer
at least
just
2
hasn't
spots.
had a good race. We haven't even seen him up in the front at all. There he is. Right with R4D.
This is a stage where your race could really turn around, in my opinion, as they're starting to get dicey. 4 wide, 5 wide, nearly off the corner there. It's getting racy back here. This is go time, as we like to say in stage 3.
Yeah. I have to say it. Going into turn 1 and 2. Reagan Boy and Tampax side by side, about to enter the backstretch. Slurp in third, Banjo and Hammer battle for fourth.
I have no words for what you just said.
As it is double file for a majority of this first pack.
Some people are trying to make it through. We can see Cobra looking to the outside. He's getting pushed aggressively by Fatality. You can see the bumps are not going well for him. Oh, they're going to get a miss bump soon. Someone's going to slam into the wall. I can feel it. There you go.
Going out to a Slurp.
Oh, Cobra! To the inside. He's making a dive. Banjo lets off. Ton. The little Alamo.
A Slurp and Cobra still side by side for this runner-up spot. Reagan Boy still ahead. Reagan is still technically eligible if he makes enough starts. He is on pace to do that. But now has to deal with Slurp on his inside.
Slurp trying to get the run, but Tampax is going to get the run here. Does he send it 3 wide? Is he patient? He is patient. So he decides to bump into the Reagan 77 machine with a 45 of Polish, pushing him ahead of the 15 of Slurp.
Reagan up the track.
Oh, this can send it 3 wide. Oh, he's coming down.
There.
Yeah, he's there. You can't come down, Reagan. Exactly where he wants to be. Controlling this event.
3 wide in the middle of this first group. About to be 4 wide at this pace.
You can see EXO on the 18 machine on the apron. That's not where you're going to be. Being pushed by the 2 car, who's also trying to get himself inside the top 10 for the first time tonight. Been a struggle for him. And you can already see it, Hendrick. They're starting to make moves.
And by the way, with Perk, he is technically still eligible. He has to keep racing. He can't really miss any more starts. That's his best chance.
A win. A win and you're in, basically, and then start everything, like you said.
But this pack is still somehow connected. You see this bridge here that goes with Perk, Carrot, Kevin, and more, going all the way to the back of this pack. I see Cowboy Tech was one of the last cars in this group, along with Dream.
Impact up the track a little bit has been a struggle night for him again, like last week. I don't think he actually struggled at Indy, but so far tonight, unlike at Indy where he got a top 10, he hasn't been able to get some track position, and it's just been a struggle. Oh yeah, I should give you an update on our picks, who we picked on Wednesday. We didn't go over that. I know it's stage 3, but one of our picks, Normie's not in the race, but Reagan was a dark horse from Mets, and I feel like right now he is actually running super well in that 77. Georgia was picked by Camo. Georgia's been in a bit of a struggle bus. You can see them behind this huge pack behind Impact back there in like 18.
Oh,
he hasn't got his track position.
Close with Dufron, Karen, and Perk. And
oh! EXO! Into the pack he goes!
The Tyreek Dupron, the big loser there.
Oh, they're a huge check up there. This is the time for Master Killer to gain some spots. He needs to capitalize on this. This is his chance. As EXO's checked up.
Tampax still leads. Battle for 5th now with Hammer and Fatality. Right behind them, Reagan and Lefty side by side.
Imagine if Leppy gets his first win tonight. He ran super well at home Auto Club the last time he ran here in the championship race, was not able to get the championship, but he is good here. I also picked Cobra as my main pick tonight. And then for you, you picked Kevin Yu and Melodramatic. 2 Frank boys that I know. They are currently, we're inside the top 10. I think
Melo is
just
for
outside.
third.
Oh, yeah.
Now about
Okay.
to take second
Okay.
away. Good run on Cobra. Cobra looking for
He
the
will steal
run-off.
it. Oh, wow. The run is impressive by Cobra. He's going to get the help as well. Fatality got free, so that's going to be no help from Melo at this time.
We're getting close to our first round of stops. About 10 laps
Oh,
away.
check out by the 77. 44 slammed the back bumper of the 77. That's going to cost him time.
And he's going, oh, Carolina's out! 44, out!
Oh, that is tough break for him. So now the 77.
The carrot cam as the car go by him.
All right. Well, at least someone isn't. What was his name? What was the first one that we used? Oh yeah. What was his name?
Cam.
The wood cam. Now it's the carrot cam. That's a new one in our repertoire.
Tough break for Carrot. He is one of the bubble drivers, and he did not get any stage points tonight.
And that's also a tough break for Reagan, who was really inside the top 5, got a little bit of a rear end damage, and look at him, he's stuck in the second pack now. But luckily for him, he's got a lot of cars. He's going to link up them back up to this front pack, and they're going to be able to race again. So now it's going to turn into a 15-car
still
battle.
in it. Reagan, Georgia, Your Splash, Tyreek, and Kevin.
Tyreek is saying, I know I lag sometimes, but I want to win a race. Come back from retirement, win a race when you're not lagging, that would be amazing for him.
He wants that what-if scenario from last season if he didn't have connection issues in the championship race.
That is something that is definitely a topic to see. If he wins tonight, he can brag about that. If I didn't lag, I would have won that race.
Carrot said his game only crashes at Auto Club. He did it last season to him. Damn. For the lead.
Womp. Womp.
Tampak still trying to hang on, but Slurp able to get a run off. Who's going to get the best help
to
here
side
down the
draft
backstretch?
Cobra's got the momentum with Banjo pushing him.
Hammer,
So then
Mello,
outside.
and Leppy still connected, but it won't be enough.
By the way, we're entering under 34 laps to go in stage 3. So the laps are dwindling. Pit stops are going to be coming. We might have 2 pit stops at the end of this race here. We'll see. I think we will have another pit stop after this initial one. But we're going to see the strategy being played here. I wonder what they're going to do.
Just at
I don't think
34.
there's any
We're at
strategy.
24 to go, actually, at the moment.
Are we at 24?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's my math is wrong. I was thinking 67 out of 100. That's 33. This is 22 when we cross the line.
I was going to say, I know you couldn't get the 10 last Monday, but we still got to keep it going here.
Okay. that's a low blow. That is true, but it's a low blow. I'm hoping I can make it to 18 next race. I'm just hoping I can make it on stage 1. I don't know. That's
Here
my
they
age.
go in the 1. Tampax has control, both lines. Cobra side by side with Slurp. Hammer, Banjo, top 5.
All these guys in this pack are in contention for win. If you're outside of this pack, like Impact, you're pretty much screwed. Unless they have a huge wreck, which, in my opinion, with this huge of a pack, there's a possibility you could have a wreck. But they've been very solid
good.
overall all night. Yes.
No cautions besides the straight straight. One lag
Yes,
out, that was Carrot.
It looks like last season. Last season, a little bit aggressive, but there weren't caution vests. This looks like a good race. I'm loving what I'm seeing tonight. I feel like they're giving space, they're giving room. That's exactly what we love to see from an NXT series. It's showing improvement weekly now. That's what you love to see from a series.
Last 2 weeks, I know Mets has had some things to be not happy about, but tonight has definitely been a great night. As Banjo was able to make the move under Cobra and get by him and Slurp for second.
You know, Tampax, if he doesn't win tonight, he's becoming the Sterlo of the NXT series.
Leads and stage wins, but no win.
Here comes Banjo. Got a great run. He's going to get underneath. Tampex, who was arcing. Oh, never mind. He had to check up. You see
A lot
Tampex
of good
full
stories
arcing
up
it.
here. Think about Tampax,
Oh, yeah.
wants to get that win, take another spot in the playoffs away from those looking for wins. Banjo got his first stage win earlier tonight and looking to increase that points lead. Cobra won here in the championship race last season. Slurp looking for his first ODRL win. R4D looking to make it 3 in a row. And Mello, who has been up there consistently, still without a win, he would love to finally get it tonight.
We got
Lefty and
people
Hammer,
pitting.
2 more winless
Impact.
drivers in this mix.
Impact pitting super early. I don't know how it's going to work out for him, but he's trying something. He's
Maybe
trying
banking on a
something on his
caution.
wheel. Actually, with a wheel, you can maybe save it. Let's see if he can have enough speed. I don't think it will work out, but he's trying to jump everyone by pitting
He's
super
trying to get
early.
enough time to be in this pack.
Yeah, exactly. Here they come. Oh,
Leppy.
here comes Leppy. Like, yeah. So, the two brothers come in very early on this pit cycle. Impact and Leppy.
We're at 19 to go, so Leppy's going to be even on the mark.
When he comes out, it'll be 18, or is it going to be 19? Yeah, it'll be 19.
19 to go right now. And expect more here. Now that the window is much more available for now those hitting this time.
Oh, Slurp slid up the track a little bit. He might lose time entering pit road. Tampax is going to get underneath him.
Anyways. Slurp in, Banjo, and
Here they come! Oh, Slurp jumps him!
I think the
Did
15
Slurp
might
speed?
sped. We'll have to wait for the call. Tyreek also had a close call. Almost hit one of the cars entering in.
But that's like 10 cars, though. That's 15 cars just entering pit road that time by.
That is a good chunk of that lead pack now in pit road. But the question is, did the 15 speed?
We'll see.
Into a stall, we'll compare. Also got to keep an eye out for those still out there. Melodramatic, LA Fatality. Both in
All right,
now.
if Slurp didn't speed, this is beautiful execution by him. Oh, nope, he
penalty.
didn't. Great execution by him as he's going to jump everyone. So now he's your new leader. Presumably out of pit road. You can see the guys who were trying to jump. Yeah, Leppy's the only one who's going to bid fit. Impact's also going to be in the pack with the draft at least for him. Here comes Leppy with a head of steam.
Leader being Mello in pit road right now.
Now it's the 14 with a higher draft stall. At the 12 now, technically your leader, as he's got to stall closer to the finish line. Tyreek. Slurp. Banjo. 62 of Tampex. The 7 car of Kevin Yu, and then Leppy, your top 5. Back there in 6th is the guy we haven't talked about.
Mello won't be able to hang on, but he will stay in touch with this group.
Luckily for R4D, he's going to have Mello. He's going to be able to work with him. This R4D now is going to be a factor. He wasn't a factor in stage 1 and 2, had some issues on pit road, but now he's going to be a mince factor in stage 3. He's going to be inside the top 6. Would help. And by the way, the strategy for Impact is not going to pay off as he's losing the draft pack ahead of him. Look at them. Here comes Tampex to the way bottom. He's going to get underneath the 34 and potentially the 15 entering the corner.
For the lead.
Slurp arcing it in. They're going to get the run off the corner. Here comes Tampex and a slide right behind him as Kevin Yu falls to 5th. Your top 10 should be under a blanket in about 4 laps. In about 2.5 laps, I feel like R4D will be there.
They go out of the turn. Still mostly single file. A little bit more rowdy in the back of this line. We have 15 to go.
Low arc by Slurp. Here comes the 62 of Tampex. Does he make a move? No, he pushes. Yeah, like you said, nowhere to go. I'm sorry.
fine. I still have one extra redemption on you. But Slurp.
What?
Yeah, I still do.
Thank you for informing that.
Yeah.
Thank you for informing that. Which one? Which one?
Redemption.
You should check your channel for which one. I have an assumption which one it is. But like you said, there's a battle for the lead. Here comes the 62. Here comes the second pack. They're charging hard. Here comes R4D and company.
Leppy
Here
to the
comes
bottom.
Leppy. He's making a charge now inside the top 5.
Now double wide in this lead pack.
Oh man, this is gonna be great. Top 10 under a blanket. Top 12 are under a blanket, side by side between the top 12. As Tampax is back to the point.
8
Takes
winless
back over the lead.
drivers in this lead pack right now.
That is a good sign. You love to see it, but at the same time, the guys on the cutoff line are crying right now as they do not want any of these guys to win, except Slurp. They can deal with Slurp winning, as he is not eligible based off of starts.
Kevin now alone at the bottom. He's going to fall to the back of the line.
It's just like a drafting track. You don't have help, you'll fall to the rear. Banjo
So
slides
now
up.
Leppy in second. By the way, Polish Hammer, I believe, is also ineligible for a playoff
Yes.
berth. So everyone
though,
can
is
deal
eligible.
with Hammer winning. Yes, Perk is eligible. Reagan is eligible. Leppy continuing to look for openings here for this top spot. As Leppy has
Reminder,
to
he
go up
pitted
and block
early.
Hammer's run. Slurp now
Reminder, he
makes it
pitted a
3
little bit
wide
early.
for third.
Perk stuck on the top, or the bottom lane, my apologies, with Cobra pushing him now. Polish is then stuck in the middle, where he does not want to be at this moment. He is going to have the help of the draft, though, potentially. Because we're entering 11 to go at the line. 10 to go. No, 11.
For the lead, Slurp not able to get the Tampax play on the Leppy.
Not what Leppy needed. Tough break for him. This is what Tampax wants, them side by side for second, not able to challenge him. R4D now being a factor along with Perk, who've been silent all day long. Tampax is in control of this race. Here comes the run from the 15. He's underneath him, side by side for the lead again. Here comes Slurp on the bottom, he's gonna lose the momentum. Here comes the top lane. Leppy might get above the 62. No, he's gonna push him. Here they go, side by side between the top 10. They're all racing clean.
Dream also out of the race.
Tough break for him. Been a great show at one of the best tracks for this league. Autoclub, I wish they didn't demolish it, but for Heat 5, it does provide solid racing, and so far they provided it. 9 laps to go in Stage 3. Slurp and Tampax, 2 guys without a win on the season.
Big run
Leppy
by
as well and
Tampax.
Perk.
Able to re-clear Slurp. Opens the door for Leppy to make a run for second.
Does Leppy get enough momentum? Does he send it 3 wide? Here comes Slurp back to the bottom. He's going to get pinched. Here comes the 31.
And
Does he
don't
make it 3
count
wide?
Perk out. Second car on the bottom.
R4D also back into this fight. He's trying to go 3 in a row.
8
He
to
has an
go.
opportunity here. Slurp, your pole sitter, has been all front all night long. Has been up front, running pretty well tonight. But late in the showing, he is your leader, alongside the 62, who also won a stage earlier tonight. But Perk in the 2 car has been very inconsistent alongside the 55, but they have a chance to steal it in Stage 3.
Little contact with Perk and Tampax. That's going to slow both the 2 and 62 up. But Tampax able to
Actually,
get
it
it
helps
back
62.
quickly. With help from Leppy.
They're unhooked on the bottom.
Slurp with no help.
They're taking the lead.
Tampax is clear. Lefty is clear if he wants to go down.
Great push by the 31, but unfortunately for him, he was not able to clear the 15. He might get the help of the 62 here on the front stretch, on the back stretch.
And he's re-cleared Slurp.
He might make a move. Look for the move. He
Not
pushes.
gonna do it.
Cobra, though,
now.
forces his hand. Cobra forced his hand. He had to do that to keep Cobra behind him. That's going to slow up the bottom lane in general. Cobra looking for a move as the 15 is going to get the draft.
We are in crunch time. Most of these drivers in desperation mode to get a win to get themselves into the postseason in the final 6 laps. Cobra to the top.
Oh, Perk is getting desperate. He's falling near the back of this pack now. He was inside the top 5 for a moment, but now is dropping like a fly. Tough break for him. Kevin Yu now, just like before, I think he had a great run at, I think it was it New Hampshire or another track? He wants to get redemption tonight and win it. I think it was Indy as well. Five to go. No more cautions. Here comes Mel on the top. He's got great momentum. Where did the 99 come from? He is running well tonight. He's coming back into the fight inside 5 to go. He's up to 3rd. He clears the 31 of Leppy.
Contact on 4D and Leppy. 4 contact.
They slide up. They got to get it settled. If they die here, it's over. Tampax, though, is smooth sailing as the leader. No challenge from 2nd. 4 laps to go from Autoclub. Race 15 of the schedule.
Kevin Yu round out the top 5. 3 of these guys were not here for the opening event of the season. Cobra and Tampax have been here full time.
Yes.
Leppy in the 31, Hammer, Reagan, all also winless. Slurp
Perk.
right behind him. There'll be 3 to go at the stripe. Mello at the track.
A lot of newcomers. Oh.
Mello.
Can Cobra get enough momentum would help to get back up to Tampax to make a move. Here he comes in 1 and 2. He's going to make a dive. He slides up. Perk moves him.
But he can't do it.
On the apron. He's on the apron. No.
This might benefit the 7. Watch the push from Reagan and Mello. Look at
Cobra
that
needs to get the
run.
draft.
Kevin Yu.
Cobra blocks it.
And Perk
He
takes
is just
advantage.
blocking.
4 wide, briefly.
Cobra is acting as a blocker for Tampax, essentially just helping him potentially win this race as he's not made a move yet.
Perk is still there. Leppy preparing for a run. Reagan up the track.
There goes Reagan. That's his race,
Everyone's
unless they have a
good.
big one.
Everyone is still good. Oh, more contact, and there they go. Couple cars in the wall. Still going, though.
I really feel like Cobra is
It will
letting
be
Tampax win.
the white flag when
We'll
they
see.
get back around to the line. Tampax looking to join the winners list this season. He has been well deserving. Can he hang on for 1 more lap?
Here we go into 1 and 2 for the last time. We're going to see the arc from the 11 car. How good of a run can he get here off of 1 and 2? He's going to get a good run off the corner. Here he comes on the backstretch. Look for a move to be made. How much does Tampax block? Here we go in 3 and 4 on the backstretch. Hendrick.
Preparing for any mess ups here from the 62.
Bump on the apron. He's
Backs
on the
him
apron
up.
a little bit.
Allows Perk to get a run. Perk up to
Not gonna be
second,
enough.
but he's out of time. Tampax, the leader in stage wins, is finally a winner tonight. First win of the season for Tampax at Autoclub. Perk in second, Leppy third, Slurp fourth, Cobra fifth.
overall a solid race. I enjoyed it. Wish there was more moves at the end there. I wish they actually challenged Tempex a little bit more, but I understand. Being patient, trying to make the best move. How are we resetting the party again? How do we reset that again?
So we'll not include our party audios.
When they join, we don't include it?
No, like,
Disconnect it?
yeah, disconnect it on your stream and on both of our streams.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, disconnect. And then invite them. Invite them while it's not, like, on. Fuck. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna look for the fastest lap real quick. I know they can't hear me on stream. Tempex finally gets it done. At Autoclub, it was a fun one. Thought they raced very well. Alright. I know the 2 car was there. Perk. Who were those positions? Ah, shoot. Oh, who's hosting this lobby? Dude, come on now. I should have left. No, not... He still got one of his redeems, by the way. When we include our audio again, I know it's going to be happening. When he gets to the interview section. I'm scared, because if it's an Elmo one, it's going to be scary. Because he added that. They can't hear me on the stream, luckily. They can hear it on my side. Oh, cowboy tech. He's mad. He angry. Hey guys, have you invited them? Have they? Yeah, please help us out, because we can't include our audios until they're in here. I don't want to turn it on until they're in here. I'm hoping it's good again, because we had good audio earlier. Yes, there he is. Okay. Alright, Hendrik. Alright, we're gonna do on 3, 2, 1. Audio should be on. Make sure you guys include your audios. Is your audio thing on? Okay, I'm not gonna reset mine. I'm gonna include it again. Let me double check our streams just in case we're good, because I always do this. I'll check actually. Say something real quick. I'll check actually. If anyone's in here, say something on the stream real quick.
Hello, hello, hello.
If anyone's in here, say something.
Alright, Spartan says
It's
I'm
good on my end?
Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Alright.
Brent, you do 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Again, I'll do 1st and 2nd.
Alright. So we're gonna move on to our 5th place finisher, which was the 11 car of Cobra. How you doing, man? Hello? Cobra?
Cobra's in game chat.
Why? Why is he in game chat? Cobra! He might have to reset his Xbox.
Hang on. Hang on, let me get him.
Oh my gosh. This is awkward. He didn't want to speak to me. He didn't want to speak to me. That's why he went to game chat instead of listening to me.
Hello?
There we go, that's better.
There he is!
Alright, you
I
can
must
go
have hit it,
ahead.
my bad.
You're good.
Alright. Hello, Mr. Cobra. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing alright. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good. Alright, Cobra. Tonight was a pretty fun one. Autoclub, solid top 5 for you at the end there. What was your game plan heading to the final 2 laps as you were holding on to second? Were you trying to make a move? Was it already too late? What was your game plan in the final few laps?
I was pretty content with second. There's a few times where I was kind of dive bomb from, I'm assuming, fourth or fifth. I thought I was too aggressive, and that happened to me a few times, I just kind of was content riding in second, trying to break the draft. But if I saw Tampax slip up, I was probably gonna pounce. But other than that, I was pretty content just riding there.
So your game plan in the final few laps was just settle down, just get a second place finish, and just do the best you can. So unfortunately, I think you got moved up at the end there, but still you were able to hold on to a 5th place finish. What are your thoughts on that?
It's pretty good counting the fact that my last 4 weeks, I don't believe I've gotten a top 10, so it feels pretty good. That had a lot
You
of
know what this
that had a lot of play into it as well. As just not being able to finish, so I didn't want to be too aggressive, allow third on back to get to me, and then something dumb happened in the final laps. So I was just trying to get a good points day and hopefully catch something towards Banjo's points lead there.
You know what happened? You're back up to second place with Normie missing tonight. You should be second in points. What are your thoughts on that going forward?
Hopefully we just keep putting good finishes together, and everybody in NXT keeps their head on straight, so we have some good races going forward.
Yeah, I thought tonight was great. I wish you the best of luck going forward, Cobra, and good luck heading into next week.
All right, thank you.
Enjoy your Easter.
You too.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to our 4th place car, which was the 15 of Slurp. We saw a lot of moves being made. I think no, Slurp was not able to get a stage win, but Slurp, tonight was definitely a good night for you. We were able to get a good finish. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm very happy with the top 5, back-to-back top 5s as well. Race felt very good. I was very surprised it went caution free. Very shocked by that, but it was fun. A lot of moves, but pretty much any time I felt like, pretty much every time I felt like I got screwed. Like whatever lane I chose, I felt like I was getting freight trained on the other side, and that was annoying. But it was fun. It was good, and I just barely got fourth there at the end.
Yeah, I will say, Slurp, I will tell you that this series, this is one of the best races this season. They used to be like this, caution-free racing, and I thought tonight was a great representation. Congrats on the top 5. What are your thoughts going forward as you're just trophy hunting for the rest of the season?
Uh, since I'm not able to or eligible to make the playoffs, I'm just hoping to keep doing what I'm doing, keep consistently getting top 5s and running up front.
Gotcha. Well, Mr. Slurp, I wish you the best of luck going forward. Can't wait to see you on Thursday night as I do commentate that series.
Thank you.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to our 3rd place car. Someone who I actually know. He's technically my teammate. He was my teammate last season in NXT. Leppy, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
You finally caught a break tonight, Leppy. Finally getting a good finish. I think last week was a bit of a struggle, but this week finally a top 5 Leppy. A good run for you overall. You were consistent tonight. What are your thoughts on the racing at the end there and just trying to get it at the end? Trying to get a win.
Yeah, I just learned the first few stages over pitted first. Usually had that big old jump on the end, so I dove into pits pretty early and came out. right behind Tampax and those guys, so it kind of helped out. I just pushed Tampax around for, I don't know, 10 laps or something on the high side. We just stayed up front. Worked out well. It was a fun race. It was nice not getting,
Yeah,
pushed out of the way with 10 to go or something silly happen and finished 20 something.
I get you on that. Well, Levy, either way, tonight was a night of execution. No errors, no really mistakes tonight. So, what are your thoughts going forward as you're fighting for a basically race in slot for the playoffs?
That was good points night for sure. I won't be here next week, so it'll help.
All right. So, as you guys heard it, Leppy won't be here next week, but I wish you the best of luck going forward. We're gonna miss you next week, Leppy.
Thanks.
All right. I'm gonna send it over to Hendrick for the top two finishers.
All right. Well, on to our P2 finisher, someone who has finished in the top 10 in every start so far and had his highest finishing spot tonight. That is the driver of the two, Mr. Perk. Make sure your audio is included.
We're good.
All right, bud. Well, first things first, congrats on the second place finish. I know you wanted to get that extra spot, but I want to hear from you on those last couple of laps. I know you were trying to get to Tampax and Cobra. Uh, were you hoping that something was able to like happen there at the end, or was there anything that you could do, or were you just hoping that some miracle happened there at the end?
A mixture of everything, really. But it's the 11 kind of slipped up, or he messed up his line a little bit, and he kind of got high coming out of the corner and lost a lot of speed, so that allowed me to get second. But yeah, there was just no way I was gonna be able to get to the 62. He was really fast.
So I know the time is running out for you to try and get a win and put yourself into a playoff spot. Fortunately, we do still have 6 more weeks. Did you view Autoclub as the track that you had the best shot of winning, or is there a track that's within the next few weeks that you feel the most confident about?
Um, I'd say probably my best track or my favorite track is Texas. So if that's on the schedule, then I think that would probably be my best shot.
Texas is, in fact, upcoming. That will be the first one in the month of May, so you do have time to prepare for that. But looking forward to next week for you, we're at WWT. Do you see that track as a place where you're going to have a good run, or do you think you're going to need some work?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good track for me. I like those kind of tracks where you have to brake and, let off a lot. Those are kind of, I won't say necessarily my wheelhouse, but I do well usually at those. So I do envision a good run there.
All right. Well, Perk, before I let you go here and prepare for next week, do you have any special shout outs you'd like to give before we hear from our winner tonight?
Shout out to Dallas, shout out to Dre, shout out to Sean, shout out to Kyle Tucker. Pay that man, Cubs.
All right. Well, Perk, congrats on P2. Another great night for you. Your win is coming at this rate. Just depends on when that's going to be. I wish you the best of luck in hopefully being able to do that next week at Gateway.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
You as well. All right. And then on to our winner, the driver of the 62. That is Mr. Tampax Pro. Tampax, make sure your audio is included.
I believe it should be.
All right, bud. Well, first off, congrats on finally getting that win this season. It felt like you had been there so many times. Last week, I know your top 5 finish streak got snapped after 4 straight top 5 finishes. Going into those last 5 laps when you were leading the race, what was your mindset there in trying to hang on to that top spot and get your first win tonight?
Truthfully, I was just trying to break the draft. I mean, it's so dependent at Auto Club. You have to try and do the best you can to not let the pack get back up to you. And after I saw Cobra running 2 or 3 laps out of my draft, I figured I was probably all right. But down the backstretch, I threw that huge block and almost cost myself by spinning it on the apron. So I'm happy that he made that slight mistake, or I probably would have lost the race.
So before tonight even started, you had your 3 stage wins. That was the only playoff points you had. After tonight, you get 6 more because you won another stage, which you're now the stage win leader in the NXT series this season. And then to go along with it, 5 more playoff points because of your win. So you're starting to stack up on those points. So I want to hear this from you. Is playoff points right now kind of your biggest concern at this point now that you finally have that win, or are you more focused on trying to get into the top 5 in points?
I'm not really too certain how playoff points work if they transfer over after that first wild card round. I'm not real positive if it really makes that much of a difference, but I believe the top 8 lock in through that wild card round, so I'm just trying to get in the top 8 in points and run the rest of the series after that.
Well, fortunately for you, you have a very good gap over 8th place, and as Brent had mentioned, Leppy won't be here next week, so you'll have a little bit of extra flexibility to work around. But for you, going into next week at WWT, now that you finally have that win, what do you think are your chances of going back to back? Do you think we'll see that happen, or do you think you're going to need a little bit more practice to have a chance of winning next week?
Um, I think I'll be in the top 10. It's so hard to predict at Worldwide with it being such a loose track. You don't know who's going to be good and who's not. You can be
Mhm.
good at one race of it and not in the next.
All right. Well, Tampax, before I let you go here, celebrate the win and take a couple days off before we begin preparing for Gateway. Do you have any special shout outs you'd like to give before we wind this one down?
Just Cobra for being committed to me throughout the race and not leaving me out to dry when he could have. Garrett for the setup and ALTM for taking the chance on me and finally proving what I'm supposed to do.
All right. Well, Tampax, after all of those top 5 finishes, congrats on finally getting the one spot you were looking for this season. First win of the season for you. I wish you the best of luck going into WWT next week.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. And before we do recap the results real quick, I do want to hear from Mets on tonight's race. So, Mets, whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very proud of NXT. I tell you, it's one way to win my trust back as a group. 26 people, Auto Club, zero cautions for incident, as you would say. Very proud. Shout out to Ampex for getting first one of the year. Very proud about that. Worked his ass off all season long for it. Great race all around. A lot of lead changes, a lot of battles. Everybody in the voice channel was very good. Very proud about that. Let's see how they do with worldwide technology. The gateway we call it. I'm not gonna celebrate too early, but let's see how they do there, and then we can start talking about earning some trust back.
Well, with Tampax's win, we now have 11 winners this season, which only means 5 spots are left on the table. It will be interesting to see how the rest of this regular season unfolds. 6 races to go, and we start this stretch off with WWT. That will be a good one. We do have the official results posted, so we're going to go on ahead and do that. I'll do the top 10. Ren will do 11 to 20, and we'll do
I'm afraid.
vice versa. So, Tampax, obviously, 4th stage win of the season, leads drivers this
Taught me
season in
something.
NXT, and doing that so far, and he adds it off, tops it off with his first win of the season. Well deserved for Tampax. He is in officially after tonight's finish. Perk in the 2, another solid run, 5 for 5 in top 10 finishes this season in comparison to starts. Perk's win's coming soon. The question is, when will it be? Leppy in the 31. Very solid run tonight. That is all I got to say. Top 3 finish. Didn't get any stage points, but he made it up at the very end. Almost was able to get the win. This is his second straight Autoclub race where he has finished inside the top 4 at Autoclub. The championship race, as we had talked about from last season, he also got third. So kind of deja vu here for the 31. Slurp in the 15, another 4th place finish for him. We'll see if he keeps that up going into WWT next week. He'll be a fun one to watch. Cobra in the 11, likely now to be 2nd in points after tonight's effort. Great run for the 11. We'll wish him the best of luck for next week. Georgia in the 5, also someone who's done really well so far this season, top 5 in points. He gets P6. R4D in the 55, unable to make it 3 in a row, but he does get another top 10. Now 3 straight top 10s for R4D. Polish Hammer, first top 10 in his return or in his starts in NXT. E8, not bad for the 45. I know Camo has got to be very pleased with that result for the 45 car. We'll see if he can keep that up next week. LA Fatality, one of the bubble drivers, getting in the top 10. Did collect a few stage points tonight, so that will help Fatality's case to make the postseason. And then Impact, we saw that strategy he did, and in a sense, it paid off. He gets the top 10, so congrats to Impact on that. Bren?
11th is Trusting Banjo. He had a solid night, won a stage. 12th is Reagan Boy. He had a solid night, ran inside the top 5 majority of the night. Sadly, did not get the finish he wanted. 13th is Tyreek Speed in his return race, subbing for Big Sean. Sadly, he got a top 15. Solid race for him. 14th was Kevin Yu. We also saw moments with him and Reagan up front. Sadly, did not get the finish they wanted. Melodramatic, also in that format, did not get the finish he wanted. Finished 15th. 16th was Rocky Top. 17th was Do Prime. I hate hearing my voice. 17th was Do Prime. 18th was Exo Austin at 18. 19th was Pure Splash, and 20th was Master Killer. I also wish that was an Elmo voice. That would have sounded much better.
Well, Cowboy Tech, the birthday boy, getting 21st tonight. I know that wasn't the run again he wanted, but I hope he had a good birthday and good Easter. So, again, happy birthday to him. Trevi in the 16 wins the war again between him and Metz. He gets P22. SP Motors, last car on the lead lap, he gets 23rd. Mets fan, the first car and only car to finish the race, laps down, 3 down in 24th.
Damn!
Racing Dream and Steel Carrot, the only 2 to DNF tonight. Big for Carrot in his chances of making it in on points, but he has a good buffer, so we'll see how much it affects him. All right, well, that is going to do it tonight for NXT. Again, great racing all around. Congrats to Tampax on finally getting that first win of the season. Well deserved. Tomorrow night for the Premier Series, we will be at Charlotte. I will be on the call for that one, as Camo and Bren will both be on track, even though we'll probably pay attention to only one of those drivers. Canadian Tire is next week's Premier race on Monday. And then for the NXT series again, Sunday night at 9:30 Eastern, we'll be at WWT. Again, the podcast on Wednesday at 10:30. So we got a lot to look forward to. All right, well, that will do it from us tonight. Again, I hope everyone had a good Easter. If you haven't yet, make sure you follow the channel. Getting close to 200, 11 away. We got
150. Woo!
If you keep cutting me off, you motherfucker, I swear to God. No. But that will
it's the end of the stream.
No. That will do it from me tonight.
Elmo.
Hang on a minute.
Ah, fuck. I'm gonna leave. Damn it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys later. That was fun. Enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Auto Club. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a great show. I really enjoyed the racing tonight. And I'll see you guys